The jump looks useless in terms of PvP. I mean, I would wait for those types of conclusions. Like, I don't know if you expected the jump to change PvP. I did not. I didn't think the jump was going to change PvP much. Especially when I read that in an article they said that jumping attack were going to be used for guard breaking. So to me, like, that screamed right away useless. But as far as maneuverability goes, terrain, parkour, all that stuff, which is very fun stuff, definitely going to help with the verticality and all of that. It's going to be more fun just traversing a terrain. Like, it's not going to be only about enemies now. There might be a bit of platforming involved, which was not necessarily the case in previous Souls games. So the introduction of maybe some platforming is definitely a good thing. I'm very bullish on Elden Ring. Very positive about Elden Ring. It looks very promising, and that leak, even though some people were disappointed by the look of the leak, to me that leak is extremely reassuring. Because to me, what that leak says to me, that 27 second of gameplay, having seen the original upload in full HD, I look at this, like the leaker mentioned that leak was an old build, first of all, very old build, and then that it was captured on Xbox One, not Series X, Xbox One, so pretty much the lowest performance system of the bunch. And so when we were looking at that leak, we're looking at the very worst version of Elden Ring. I don't know about you guys, the very worst version of Cyberpunk looks absolutely unplayable. This, what we saw there, this looks absolutely playable. Not only that, it looks stable. If you look at the frame rate, it looks super smooth. And that's Xbox One, so keeping that in mind, they always have the option to really tone down the graphic like we saw in the leak, and have some decent performance. I thought this guy was my an enemy, unfortunately. To this day, I still think it's kind of stupid to invade with that ring. Take that. Just, oh my god, this is like lack of awareness right there by the teammate. Like, massive lack of awareness. Like, the guy is one shot right next to him and he's taking too much time to finish him off. There's like the difference between like a good invader and a bad one. It's these sort of little details. Let's kill the let's kill that bad teammate that's just wildly swinging. Oh, fuck it, let's leave him alive. We're just gonna go on this guy while they double team the other. This guy is just running. Look at that lack of awareness by everyone there. Just focus on the host while the other guy's one shot. This is like just the type of invasion that's taking much longer just because the teammates are so bad. This is probably the type of invasion I'd finish off faster if I was by myself. Being aware of your surrounding is hard. It's definitely a skill set. Like, it's a skill set that anyone can learn, though. That's the thing. Like sometimes people like watch me and wonder, like I call up my teammates and everything. They wonder if my teammates have to be like as good as me for me to respect them. That's not how it works. I just expect my teammate to have these little, these small skill sets that are easy to acquire, like awareness, like that. There's some, like, you don't even need to be good at the game, but by default, you're gonna be so much better and so much more useful just because, like, you know these little things and you apply these little things. Just some little awareness, you know, just knowing when to back off, when to push, when to try to stay alive. Like, things like this, things that anyone can apply to their game and instantly become a better invader. That's what I expect out of my teammates. Obviously, sometimes it's a lot to ask, but I don't expect my teammates to be the best players of all time, but to play smart, just a little bit. To not hit you and survive, yeah. Like, to the bare minimum, that's what it comes down to. Like, esport, I don't think this game has the proper setting to be esport. Like, if it was in the developer's intention, I think there's some potential to implement some competitive aspect, but as these games are now, no, I don't think it's viable for esport at all. Like, number one thing, they'd have to implement sort of game modes that are meant for competitive play, which, like, so far the only implemented game mode that's so, like, that could be regarded as that is Arena, and it's really an afterthought, like, let's be honest. And then after that, they would need to take care of the balancing issues that are present in the game. Quite frankly, there's not a lot, but, like, you know, nerf PK and Murky and that sort of things. They would need to pay a bit more attention to the weapon balancing for it to be tighter. And finally, they would need some sort of system that takes care of the connection issues as well, because right now it would not be viable for competitive play. Like, it's possible if they implement all three things that I just mentioned, but is it really what the game needs? I don't think so. I don't think this game needs that sort of outlook. I wouldn't recommend playing Elden Ring on PC on release because it doesn't have anti-cheat, which it probably won't, and people like Malcolm will be banning random players. Yeah, that's so sad, honestly. That is so sad. Very sad. Imagine being that guy. Like, how much of a loser do you have to be? For Honor had some pro play. This is where you're making a mistake, though. The only purpose of For Honor was competitive play. Like, I've played For Honor when it released. I won 5 tourneys on For Honor. Then I quit the game because I was not really a fan. But, like, For Honor, that, like, is completely different. The whole purpose of For Honor was to be competitive. Like, the devs are constantly updating so that it's properly balanced. Like, there's really no comparison that should be drawn between Souls games and For Honor. Very, very different purpose. There's not even a fucking campaign in For Honor. I mean, you could call this a campaign, and it's just a series of playing matches with AI. Like, it's really not the same deal. Do you think I should play DS3 to D-Rust before Elden Ring? If you, like, okay, so that's a good question. It depends on if you enjoy Dark Souls 3 or if you're doing it just because you want to be prepared. Like, you want to be prepared for Elden Ring and you don't necessarily want to play Dark Souls 3. Like, those are two different things. If you like Dark Souls 3, sure, go for it. If you just want to be prepared, I'd say you could wait another like 1 or 2 months or so. Like 1 month of derust is going to be more than enough for what you want if you only want to derust. But if you're enjoying yourself, I mean, you can go play Dark Souls 3 now. But yeah, if you wonder if your skills are gonna carry over, the more I see it with that League gameplay, like, to me, it's pretty obvious a lot of the skills will carry over. Like, it's glaring. Like, more than people would like to admit, even. Like, I feel like a lot is gonna carry over. Downright to the weapon attack animations, yeah, you heard me. Down to the attack animation. So not only is your spacing carrying over, your spacing per weapon is most likely carrying over. So like, forget about all the new systems, the assign a weapon or to a weapon. That's just like extra fluff. Like, the base of what makes a player good is spacing and timing, and it looks like that is gonna carry over. So yes, definitely. Like, if you play Dark Souls 3, that's going to prepare you. Definitely.